guys, welcome back to the channel. Oh, wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my, as the watch community would call it, mini grand Seiko, my Seiko Sarb 35, my baby. And today we're going to be discussing a topic I know a lot of you guys are probably pretty interested in, given the feedback I got on my picks for $50 and my top watches under $1,000 video. So these are my top watches under $100. Now, the reality is I can't please everybody. So I know some of you guys are gonna be disappointed that there are watches that you really like that I don't mention on this list. I also know that some of you guys are gonna be upset with some of the picks that I have. You know, this is my opinion. And if you guys ran into me on the street and asked me, you know, I have $100 to spend, what do I buy? I'd say, you know what, these are my top picks. So hopefully you guys find this helpful. Feel free to disagree. But with all that said, let's go ahead and get started, all right? Alright guys, number one pick on the list is going to be the Orient line, especially the Orient 3-star line. These watches are really easy to find under $100. Majority of them, actually the 3 stars, are all mechanical. Automatics, they use an in-house Orient movement, well, in-house sort of. It's based on Seiko architecture from the 70s, however Orient has modified it quite extensively, especially the winding system. These watches are known to be bulletproof. They are not hacking or hand winding, but they're extremely solid, reliable movements. Orient is also part of Seiko, for those of you in the know. And you're getting a lot of bang per buck. There's tons of dial colors and looks, shape, sizes. I mean, you name it. There's plenty of variety available for under $100. You can definitely find a watch that suits you. The only thing I would say about these watches is honestly the straps that they tend to come on, or the bracelets, tend to be very cheap. But that said, you're not spending a lot of money on these things, so you can definitely afford to get yourself a nice strap or a nice bracelet, and for under $100 you can have a lot of bang per buck. Again, you're going to get an in-house automatic movement with a style that I certainly have no doubt you guys can find something that's going to speak to you. So my number one pick would be the Orient 3-star line. Definitely take a look at those. Number two pick, a watch that I talk about on the channel all the time. Well, I should say a watch line I talk about on the channel all the time. I know you guys are going to ask me why I haven't done a review on one of these, and frankly it's because there's so many to choose from that I still haven't made my mind up over which one I should review on the channel. That is the Casio G-Shock line. What can I say about a G-Shock? I think it is probably the best all-around watch you can buy for $100. And I know that saying that's a quartz, and you guys know that I'm a mechanical watch snob. But if the world was going to end tomorrow and you had to go survive a jungle or wilderness or some crazy afterworld scenario, the G-Shock is the watch you want on your wrist. These things are extremely rugged. They're waterproof to I think about 600 feet. They come in so many different configurations and styles, and you know, you want alarms, do you want timing features, do you want atomic timekeeping? I mean, there's so many different derivatives of these things. Now, yes, you can spend well over $100 on a G-Shock. Frankly, you can spend over $1,000 on a G-Shock. However, there are plenty of good varieties below $100. Take a look at the Casio website. It is mind-boggling how many of these watches are available, how many different styles are available. I've seen G-Shocks brand new for as low as $40 US. And for a watch that you can wear anywhere, that you can go, go swimming with, you can go trekking through the forest with, or you can just wear with your family to the beach. It's kind of the best all-around watch out there. And again, you're going to have no problem finding one that speaks to you with the features that you want. So number two pick is the Casio G-Shock. All right, number three, another group that I've talked about on my channel before, that is the Vostok family of watches, particularly the Komandirsky, which I own and have reviewed on the channel, as well as the Amphibian, which I have not reviewed. However, there is no shortage of reviews of those on YouTube. Why should you look at Vostok? Well, apart from the fact they have extremely cool history, apart from the fact that their case back is an extremely cool design that is very good at not only keeping the watch watertight, but minimizing wear on the O-rings for keeping them sealed, not to mention the fact that they have a very innovative crown system, not to mention the fact they have an in-house movement, not to mention the fact that you can get any kind of dial or configuration, color, decal you want on them. I mean, there's so many choices, it's ridiculous. The biggest reason is you can mod them and make them whatever you want them to be. There is no shortage of videos on YouTube on how to modify Vostoks. You can change the bracelets, you can change the bezels, you can change the straps. You can do whatever you want to these things to make it your own, all for well under $100. There's a huge modding community out there, and for under $100 you can get a watch that nobody else has by customizing it to your own fit. And it's going to be a basic, simple mechanical watch that is all what it's what watchmaking is all about. The only caveats I'd say to these guys, they use acrylic plastic crystal. It's going to get scratched at some point, but don't worry. There's plenty of videos on YouTube and online, and you can Google search it as well. It's not hard to get scratches out of acrylic crystal. Beyond that, a lot of the cases are plated. You know what? For what you're paying, it's kind of to be expected. Granted, other ones I'll mention on this list are solid stainless, but you know what? That's kind of a negative. And the biggest one that I see too is that their straps and their bracelets are terrible. That said, you're paying well under $100, and you can afford to buy a really nice leather strap or a decent bracelet for these watches and still come under that $100 threshold. So number 3 pick, take a look at Vostok, the Komandurski, and the Amphibia especially. Number 4 pick, Timex. Now, I'm kind of surprised I'm saying them too, because Timex was never on my radar, and probably until about the last year when I started seeing them in person, was actually really blown away with what you get. Particularly, I'd say the Expedition series. They offer a lot of value for the money. They have some great designs. They have some actually pretty decent quality leather straps, if I'm honest. I think a lot of them are made in the Philippines. They're pretty rugged. They have some great style, and for what you're paying, I mean, I see them typically between $30 and $50. They're just a timeless watch. Timeless, right? But there's so many different derivatives. You can even find quartz chronographs for under $100, and I think you should take a look at them. They have really good glow at night too, really good viewing in low light conditions, and there's just so many different styles, and they're really good quality for what they are. Number 5, all right, and this would probably be my top choice. So if you wanted to ask me what my top choice for watches under $100 would be, obviously you guys know I'm a Seiko guy. Seiko 5, especially the SNK, which is, they have the pilot looking watch. I don't think there's a better watch out there for under $100, period. You're getting a 7S26 movement, which is a reliable workhorse. It's not hacking, it's not hand winding, but it's an automatic. It has got a wonderful history. They're extremely serviceable. They're extremely reliable. They can be regulated to be extremely accurate, and you're getting a lot of great looks and aesthetic and a solid stainless steel case. They look great on a NATO, and if you're coming in well under $100, typically I think they're about 50 or 60 at the time of this video. And for that money, I don't think you can do better, honestly. That'd be where I'd look. There's plenty of other Seiko 5 watches available under $100. Yes, you can spend way more than $100 on a Seiko 5, but there are plenty to choose from under $100, and I would strongly suggest you take a look at them. My only caveat to Seiko 5s, especially under $100, is the bracelets are going to be crap. And don't worry, again, you're spending under $100, you're going to have money left over in your budget. You can buy a nice bracelet or a strap to go on it, so that's not a deal killer. All right, now let's do some bonus here. So some other honorable mentions. Invicta. I know there's a lot of hate in the community for Invicta, but the Pro Diver series, especially the 8926 Pro Diver series, they're easily available under $100. I've owned one personally. A lot of people I know have owned one personally, and they offer a lot of bang per buck for what they are. They come with Miyota or Seiko-based movements, which are reliable workhorses. They have pretty decent quality bracelets on them. They have a diving bezel that works pretty well. The case quality, everything is pretty decent. They're solid stainless steel. And for $100, you're getting ludicrous value for money. They even have a screw-down crown. So the Invicta Pro Diver, I think, should definitely be on your list. I would definitely take a look at that. Some other watches you may want to put on your radar. Skagen. If you really like that minimalist kind of European aesthetic, Skagen makes some great watches. If you're looking for a mechanical watch, you're going to have to look somewhere else. Skagen is all quartz. However, they make really good looking watches. They have phenomenal warranty support, and there's going to be a style to fit your needs if you're looking for, again, that kind of minimalist European look. I would definitely recommend you look at Skagen. And my last honorable mention, or mentions, would be vintage Citizen and Seiko watches. There are tons and tons and tons and tons of them available online, on eBay, at thrift shops, garage sales, wherever you can find them. There's so many models that I can't discuss them here, but in short, there are tons of beautiful pieces from the 70s, 80s, 90s, even more modern, that you can get for well under $100. They're going to have, well-made mechanical movements in them. There's even some quartz pieces if you want to go that route. You're going to get a nice vintage aesthetic, some good patina, and you're going to have a lot of options for styles and looks to meet your needs. There's a great community out there for a lot of the models out there. The only caveat to these watches is they are going to have some wear and tear on them. They've been used. They're going to be more fragile than common watches today. Typically, all of them are going to have plastic crystals, which again are going to scratch like the Vostoks, but don't worry about it. They can be fixed. And beyond that, you may have some trouble finding parts for some of these watches, but if you're looking for something with a vintage aesthetic, there are no shortage of great Citizen and Seiko watches out there that I think will really fit the bill. So hopefully you guys found this list helpful. Again, these are my top picks. Doesn't mean they have to be your top picks, but if you don't know a lot about watches, I think you're going to be pretty happy with the watches that I've listed here. Feel free to let me know below if there's some that you think I left out. At this point, I'd like to do a couple quick shout outs. So for those of you guys that follow me on Instagram, I'm sorry, I got a little carried away last week, was posting, actually not last week, this week, wow, time flies, and not flies at the same time. I was in Seattle, which is one of my favorite cities of all time. I'd be happy to live there, which may happen at some point, but spent some great time there. And I know some of you guys that watch me are based in Seattle, so I wanted to do a couple quick shout outs to you guys. I know some of you guys that watch me work in the Boeing factory, and this is my little novelty item from the factory store at the Boeing Everett plant. Yeah, it's a little quartz Chinese piece. But, you know, I went to go to the Boeing Everett factory tour. It's something I've wanted to do for as long as I can remember. And unfortunately, Boeing won't let me take photos in there. Understand a million reasons why. But it was super, super cool. I got to watch you guys build the 747s, the 777s, the 787s, and I was up, you know, on the observation deck drooling while you guys were building those beautiful things. So it's really cool to go check it out. I'm really happy I got to go check it out. Any of you guys that are into airplanes or aircraft, especially commercial airlines, you owe it yourself a trip out to Everett. Take a look at the factory. I think you'll find, like I did, that it's a really cool place to go. Also, those of you guys also probably know that I'm a big, well, enormous ship nerd. It's actually the reason this channel got started was because of ships. And I was fortunate enough to take a ferry out of Seattle. I visited Bremerton, which is where the Navy base is. And I got to do something that was very, very special to me. One of my really good friends that I've known for many years used to serve on a ship called the USS Parche. And for those of you that know, the USS Parche is the most celebrated and decorated warship in US history for reasons that remain classified to this day. And my friend has done nothing to break that. He's told me nothing about what he did. But if you read about stuff online and you took a look around, you can kind of get a sense of what that ship got up to. I got to visit the ship, what's left of it. The sail is on display at the Naval Museum there. And, you know, having this guy as my friend for many years and knowing he served on this incredible ship, to go visit what's left of it in person, it was a very touching moment for me. I also got to indulge in some other nerdy behavior. The USS Turner Joy, which is an older destroyer from the 50s, was there. It served in Vietnam. And I have an obsession with steam propulsion plants. So my poor friend Mark was on the trip with me, got overloaded with details about Babcock and Wilcox boilers and high pressure and low pressure turbines and reduction gear sets. And I was nerding out like crazy in the engine room of the ship. So anyway, to you guys that are serving in the Navy, happy birthday. I know you guys just had your 241st birthday of the U.S. Navy, so thank you guys so much. To all you guys serving in the armed forces as well, I want to thank you guys all for your service. You guys, we owe you so much, Navy and otherwise, so thank you guys so much for your service. And in general, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, hopefully this list was helpful. Feel free to disagree. Feel free to let me know what you think below. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and please share my channel so others can benefit from it. If you disliked it, let me know below why. I'm happy to take your feedback. Beyond that, if you want to catch me in the next video and you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much, and have an awesome day.